All right, in this exercise, we're going to take this expression and we're going to write it as a complex number. Why? Because we're going to get the square root of a number in here. The likelihood of it being negative is very high. And as we know, trying to get the square root of a negative number is very difficult unless we use imaginary numbers. And the imaginary unit I is equivalent to the square root of -1. Now, the imaginary unit I can be used to write the square root of any negative number, including what we're about to find. So let's proceed and see how we can further find the solution to this expression. So we got here 2 plus or minus the square root of 4, take away 64, that's going to be -160. All over 2. Okay, that -160 is where we've got to use the imaginary numbers. So I'm going to take that 160 and break it up into 2 houses or 2 radicals. So that's going to be broken up into -1, since there's a negative there, and a positive 160. So that -1 can be replaced with the imaginary unit I. So I'm going to go ahead and replace that. So that becomes I times the square root of 160. Now the square root of 160, I can break it up into 2 separate radicals again. So we could probably break it up into 2 radicals. What 2 radicals can we break it up into? Well, one of them is going to be a perfect square. So I'm going to say 16 and 10. 16 times 10 gives us 160. The perfect square root of 16 will be 4. So that becomes 4 root 10. Bring down the I. So it's I times 4 root 10. So I, 4 root 10, I can replace that right over there. So let's go ahead and replace it right there. So that'll be I, 4 root 10 times 4 root 10. And then let's bring the 2 plus or minus. 2 plus or minus all over 2. Okay, let's divide top and bottom by 2. 2's into 2, 2's into 4. It goes into both. So 2's into 2, 1. 2's into that 1. 2's into 4 goes in 2 times. So that'll be a 2 there. So that'll be replaced with 2 root 10. 2 root 10 there. Let's bring down the I. The I stays the same. There's our I right there. And we got plus or minus, bring that down, and that 2 turned into a 1, so it's 1. 1 plus or minus I, 2 root 10, that's correct. I like to put the I after the 2 in front of the house, so it'll be 1 plus or minus 2 I, the square root of 10. Okay, simplifying this expression using complex numbers comes down to 1 plus or minus 2I root 10.